Hello, everybody. Mr. Moo here in the cockpit, here in Elite Dangerous, here with some ships that aren't a keelback. Thank God. Did a lot of grinding. Call it 6-8 hours of grinding. Stuff that just would not fly on a stream. Well, it would fly, it just wouldn't fly very fast, and yeah, anyway. Got my hands on the precious. Yes, I am the proud owner of a bouncing baby badass python. And now, with the extra money I have from selling the other ship I had, long story. Well, relatively short story, just involved a lot of hauling cargo back and forth. Sold the keel back, bought myself a Type 7, loaded that thing up with nothing but economy passenger cabins, and then just started going back and forth. Passenger missions, that is where a lot of money is, if you're willing to invest the time, or the boredom at least. Got myself enough cash that I was able to buy this Python after I sold the Type 7. Actually, I've got a pretty good nest egg left over. And now, we're going to go into kinda, sorta an engineering thing. By which I mean, Felicity Farseer. She wants 1 ton of meta-alloys. And if I do that, I unlock boosted jump drives, up to grade 5, eventually. And I get dirty drive tuning, up to grade 3. Which is the best you're gonna get until you unlock Professor Palin down in the Pleiades. So, that's what we're going with. Which means we're actually putting this guy into mothballs for the time being. For the time being, we will come back to this thing. In the meantime, though, we need something with a little bit more jump capability. And that would be this one. So, now I've got 3 ships in the garage. I've got a Vulture back at Narvert. I've got the Python here at Hawking Port. And I've got this baby. And this one, this is how we are going to unlock Felicity Farseer. So the initial unlock criteria you need for her. You need to get a Pilots Federation exploration rank of Scout or higher. Well, congratulations, we got that. Now...
Unable to comply.
No, not you, Alex. Now, it's time to go grab some meta-alloys, and for that, we gotta go to the Maya system, which is a bit of a ways away. So, what's the jump range on this sucker? 13 light years. No. We need to play with this a little bit. Just not here. Okay, so we go into eddb.io and we pull up the Stations tab. And we need a 5A frameshift drive. And it needs to be somewhere around, where in the hell are we? What system are we in? We are in Mycoro. Hawking Port, there we go. Hit find stations. And... okay. Papin City in 7 Andromedae. There we go. Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
7 Andromedae. There it is. Lights on.
Lights on.
As always, I have a Hank at my feet, a Yuki at my side, and an Alex in my computer. I'd say we're good. Gear up.
Landing gear raised.
Set 2-1.
Power diverted to engines.
Hopefully I get hyperdicted for educational purposes. You know, I probably will, knowing my luck. So the Asp Explorer. It's actually fairly nippy. It's got a good amount of firepower when you outfit it. It's got a spectacular jump range. This sucker is a really, really good ship. A little big in profile, though, so it's not hard to miss.
Federal flight control now offline. Till next time, Commander.
No, let me rephrase that. It's not easy to miss. The sucker is just... It's big. It's big and makes an easy target from nearly all aspects. The only time you might have trouble hitting it is from straight on or straight behind. Now the funny thing is, to unlock Felicity, with the meta alloys, we're actually going to fulfill the criteria for unlocking Elvira Martok as well. Because she wants you to be 300 light years away from your starting point before she'll talk to you. And then you need Soontil relics for her. So I wanted to go into the Python, but it looks like we're going to have to outfit this thing first, just because necessity. But we've got the cash to play with now. 32 million ought to keep us in hardware for a good long time here. Hope everybody has had a good week. Hope everybody's planning on a good weekend. Me, I've got some, me and Commander Niao, we're going to do some rebuilding on the house. Well, rearranging a lot of stuff in some tight quarters, so kind of rebuilding. Rearranging the entire living room, and in fact moving it to another room, and seeing what we can get out of that. Kind of turn the main space here. Well, we've got it kind of sort of set up as a game room now with the dual cockpit setup, but get a nice dinner table in, get it, kind of turn it into give it a table topper for gaming. It's going to be nice. Lake on X-Ray Tango 9er, request docking clearance.
Entry guidance computations complete.
Copy 07. Oop, overshot a little high there. We can fix that. Gear down.
The gear is down and locked.
So after getting rid of the keel back, I picked up a Type 7. I almost like everything about the Type 7. Almost. It's a spectacular cargo ship. No two ways about it.
You're all checked in, Commander.
But holy damn, does that thing heat up fast. Every time I was jumping out of a gravity well. From planetary surface to jumping to another system. It would overheat. It would hit 80%. Actually, it hit 90%. It is not a cool running ship. Alright, so let's turn this thing into something good. Let's go with the 5D power plant for now. We'll probably switch that up soon.
Shields offline. Shields online.
We're going to want better thrusters in this thing, absolutely. We've got the money for it, so let's not cheap out on it, because these thrusters are probably what's going to save us at some point. Yeah, I was having fun 90% of the time in that Type 7, but the other, 10% where I thought I was going to die was no good. There's no bueno. Power plant, thrusters, frameshift drive, power distributor. Okay. All right. I think we got something going here. Just in case, we're going to throw a heatsink launcher in. Add a chaff launcher for a little bit of flavor. Good cargo rack, okay. Shield generator is there. Let's see if we can't change that up. 4 million, we can afford that. And now for the real thing that makes an Asp Explorer that damn good, and that's the fuel scoop. We are not going to be able to fit that in. Well, not easily, but yeah. A 6B fuel scoop. And we're down to 12, almost 13 million. But some of these parts can be swapped over, so all good. We're going to want an advanced discovery scanner so we can make some cash on the way. And let's throw in a detailed scanner too, because money is money. And a good detailed surface scanner, a good scan off of like a terraformable, you've just paid the price of the scanner right there. Okay, we've got fuel scoops, we've got shields, we've got cargo. Let's throw in a little more cargo. Got rhythm, got music, who can ask for anything more? Alright, we got some armaments. Alright, how are we running on fuel here? Or on power. Okay, 107%, so running into trouble. That's 3% off right there. 4% off right there. That's what happens. We turn this off and turn this off. We've got power. All right. So deploy the guns, and the cargo hatch and fuel scoop will turn off. Perfect. Let's get our fire groups set up. And, yeah, I think we're set. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
So Felicity is over here in the DCAT system. And we want to go to Maya. Which is a ways away in the Pleiades Nebula. Other toys we might want to put on this thing because we're going to need them. Actually, let's, where is it? Here we go. We're going to need one of these. And then under the utility mounts, eventually here, we're going to need a wake scanner. There you are. That's going to throw my power way through the roof, but...
Shields offline.
Well, I've got the power for it. Let's just go all out on this sucker.
Shields online.
Better. And that means let's put in the better wake scanner. There we go. Still runs a little high on the power, but... no, turning off the cargo hatch does not eject the cargo. At least as far as I know. Let's experiment real quick with that, because if I'm wrong on that, I've just made a terrible mistake throughout all my time here. But, there, 1 ton of hydrogen fuel. Set to 1.
Power to engines.
Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Better redo the course. Oh, we are not making white dwarf jumps. Gear up.
Retracting
Docking
landing
clamps
gear.
retracted. You may leave when ready.
A lot more maneuverable now, a lot more squirrely. Kind of like that, though. Okay, we're clear of the no-fire zone.
Until next time, Commander.
Let's find out. Cargo hatch is off. And we've still got the hydrogen fuel on board, so nope, we're good. Re-enabling the hatch. Double checking here by deploying the guns.
Exceeded. Scan detected.
Nope, we are all good. Now, since I don't need a ton of hydrogen fuel, goodbye. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Now, flying to Maya, you're going to run into a layer of brown dwarf and T-Tauri stars.
Vectors.
You can use the galaxy map to navigate around those, which I probably should be doing. And in fact, I will once I get clear here and scan the system.
Temperatures are at an acceptable level.
But there you go, Orion. Nope, disabling the cargo hatch does not eject your cargo.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Alright. Let's see. Map. OBAFGKM. Anything else interesting? Carbon stars, Wolfrates. Alright. And apply filter to route. There we go. We're good. Oh, and let's... There. And it's going to take 13 jumps to get to Maya. So, settle in. And this is all going to serve me very, very well when it comes time to outfitting the Python. And the Vulture. Really, I ought to just transfer them here because... yeah. It's going to save time in the long run. $6B fuel scoop. Scooping nearly, well, just a little over 3/4 of a ton per second. Which you can only do because I'm also flying at 0.3 light speed. Otherwise, you'd just be sitting there in normal space going, come on, come on, come on, and you'd be actually expending more fuel just on basic ship functions than you would be collecting it.
Fuel scooping.
Kobo, hey there, how you doing?
Fuel scooping complete.
I'm doing alright. Just, you know, flying around. Got the... here on the clean slate. Got rid of the keel back. Got my hands on a Type 7 off screen. Oh. Oh, that's no good. Rammed by 2 belugas. Were they manned? Were they players? But no, I swapped out the keel back for a Type 7 and did a metric buttload of... yeah, well,
Fuel scooping complete.
to a certain kind of tourist. Got my hands on a Type 7, did a lot more passenger missions, and did the grind on my own off hours because you really didn't want to see that over and over again. And got my hands on this lovely Asp Explorer and got my hands on a Python. So now we're doing a little impromptu you want to unlock Felicity Farseer video. I mean, you can make ungodly amounts of cash very fast in this game if you are willing to put in the grind on it. I mean, I went from, in the course of 2 days, basically, I started off with a Cobra 3 and a Viper, which are not hard to get. I started off with that and traded up to a Keelback, and then a Type 7, and then a Python in the course of another, 6-8 hours playtime. That's not bad. I mean, man, when I was starting off, you want to remember, I want to say it was months. It was like 6 months, maybe. Oh, Marco Quent will be, yeah, we aren't doing that. At least not anytime soon. But yeah, when I initially started playing, I mean, they were not kidding about trying to avoid trouble with jumping through stars, were they? Anyway, yeah, I mean, it was 6 months, maybe even longer, before I got my hands on a really, really big ship. But now, I mean, new players with Horizons and, a little bit of searching around, they can make money fast. And I'm not one of those people that says, oh, you ought to put in a certain amount of hours before you can get a big ship. I mean, if you get your hands on a big ship and you're skilled enough to not crash it into the back of the dock, and you're skilled enough to keep it safe from pirates, NPC or otherwise, more power to you. I'm not here to tell you how you should play the game. Well, other than, kind of the cardinal rule, thou shalt not be a dick. But, that one should be stamped into the hull of every ship at eye level when you get in. At every entry and exit port. Yeah, there you go. I've heard some people say, actually I've heard it from some of the, I'm pretty sure it was said by some Frontier reps that, oh, that's not how the game should be played, or we don't want you to play... we don't want you to play like that. Screw that noise. If you've got the skill that you can get and keep that ship, I'd say you've earned it. I mean, if you get your hands on a great big ship and you have zero clue how to handle it, well, you're going to lose that ship pretty quick, and it's not a problem. If you don't know a thing about flight assist off, high-speed turns with that in a combat zone, or in any kind of combat, you're going to have a bad time maneuvering some of those bigger ships. And then somebody more experienced, or even a more experienced AI, or higher combat level, is going to literally run rings around you and take your ship away. Well, you learned a valuable lesson from it, though, I bet. System map.
System cartography.
Anything exciting? No. kind of like that Discworld novel, Hogfather, where Death, the Grim Reaper, scythe and everything, takes over the role of Santa Claus. And the little kid... Yeah. Well, what do we got here? Ah, Elvira Martok. I just broke the 300 light year mark. You know, the Grim Reaper taking over for Santa Claus. And good afternoon to you, Tavox. How are you doing? He was a little weak on the ho-ho-ho, but yeah, he shows up at a mall, has a kid sit on his lap, and what do you want, frail mortal? I want a sword. And so Death reaches into his bag of toys and pulls out a sword and hands it to the child. And her mother comes up. You can't give her a sword. Why not? It's educational. She could hurt herself. Yes, she will have learned something. Oh, very nice. And really, I mean, Vox, I would disagree on if you jump to the big three, you miss 3/4 of the game. I mean, you can go back and run that other 3/4 or whatever with the big three. I mean, the only thing you're missing out on is outposts, and in that case, you get a Python, which is the true end game anyway. I mean, there's no game to miss. It's... Well, okay, I say that and I make it sound like there's nothing in there. There is, but it's so wide open that, you know, how do you know what's missed and what's not? Yeah, he was, resume course.
Selecting next destination.
Yeah, the Hogfather, as he is in Discworld. Because he found a conspiracy among higher beings to destroy the world. And he was displeased about that. Death likes people. Death likes living things. Well, yeah, there is that, and but that's your own. If I may say, I'd think if you're grinding sewer rats until you're level 60 and then complain that the rest of the game is easy, that points to more of a fault in yourself. But if you grind sewer rats until level 60, and, well, hypothetically, if you grind till you're level 60 and then, you know, go, I wonder if there's anything else, and then get another character going, or, you know, buy another ship. Resume course.
Locking system destination.
Alright, the Maya system, 11.5 light years. Let's get clear of this monster, and then go pick up some meta-alloys. And then, we get to go have fun avoiding pirates as we're chased hither and yon. Another wonderful Discworld novel, which I can highly recommend, is Soul Music, where rock and roll gets introduced to the world. And there's a wizard who's been taken over by it, and he's wearing leather robes and glasses, and he's created something like a two-wheeled cart with handlebars on it. And Death walks into his lab like he's the Terminator and says, I need your clothes, your glasses, and your bike. We're in the basement. Doesn't that make any difference? No.
Piracy is rife here.
System map. 50 new objects.
System
We're
map.
going to have some good money for Felicity. That's another good thing. She takes scan data.
Long range.
300,000 for a black hole. I am not thrilled about that. Okay, so we are looking for Darnielle's progress, I believe. I believe that's where the meta-alloys are sold. But yeah, if you turn in a good amount of exploration data with Felicity, you can catapult straight up to grade 3 or higher. Honestly, though, I know you can do these missions with a Cobra, and it might be better, but just in terms of the number of jumps, I would recommend you have a pretty decent ASP Explorer, or a pretty decent grasp of outfitting and the ship mechanics, before you go and start mucking about with engineers. Now, that's not me saying you should, that's just my personal recommendation.
Orbital flight engaged.
And we are coming in a little hot, so I'm gonna make a quick S-turn here. Much better. Lake on X-Ray Tango 9er, request docking clearance.
Requesting docking bay.
Lake on X-Ray Tango 9er. A docking request must be supplied before access can be granted.
Gear down.
Access permitted.
Deploying landing gear.
Designated pod number 08.
Now this is my one big problem with the ASP Explorer. Whoever designed this thing gave it bottle rockets for retro thrusters. It comes in really squirrely and really shaky on a nose-down approach to a gravity well. It just doesn't have the thrust to properly balance itself. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
Alright, now we are heading for DCAT. Specifically, DC at 6A, home of Felicity Farseer. There we go. Top off the tank. And commodities market. Now you could also go to a Thargoid landing site and just pick up a ton of meta alloys. You don't have to buy it for 100 grand. Like I'm doing here, but one way or another way, you can get them, and this is the fast way, quote unquote. Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
Make sure it doesn't rejigger my route here. Okay, we're good. Lights on?
Lights on.
Oh, the lights were on. Lights on.
Lights on.
Okay, now we just have to outrun everybody and their mother that's going to want to pirate me for this 1 ton of meta alloys on board the ship. Gear up.
Landing gear up.
You are clear for disembarkation.
You can actually see the gravity distortion there of the black holes in the distance. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
The black hole of Maya B
Perimeter exceeded. Take care, Commander.
makes for a hell of a view.
Interstellar velocity at maximum.
Also, another nice thing about an Asp Explorer, it won't overheat to the point of dangerous
Systems are at optimum levels.
when you're jumping out of a gravity well. I'm looking at you, Type 7.
Exploration data saved.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
System map.
System cartography.
"15 jumps to DCAT. Lovely." If you can catch it, you can keep it. So one of the tricks I've found that sometimes works, if you're trying to avoid pursuit, well, it works better if you're aimed at a different star, but since there's nobody here trying to pursue me, I'll leave it.
Fuel scooping complete.
But one of the tricks that works well is to drop down into real space while they're still trying to chase you. Then you can charge your drive for the next jump, because it takes them a little bit to catch up to your drop wake.
Fuel scooping.
Interestingly enough, it doesn't look like anybody's chasing me yet.
Fuel scooping complete.
Also, interestingly enough, I never got chased by any kind of bugs. Alright, we're good on heat.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
I guess sometimes you just get lucky. That or my combat rank is low enough the game is taking pity on me. But we'll get this turned into Felicity, get this dropped off, and then we'll start seeing about getting the materials and the data needed to boost the jump drives a bit. Jump drives and thrusters, real space drives.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Well, it's kind of an upside downside kind of thing, yeah. The upside, I wasn't hyperdicted. The downside, I didn't get to see any Thargoids. Maybe they all got bored waiting for all the community goals to wrap up. Just see a Thargoid kind of tapping its toes and checking its watch.
Fuel scooping.
Your diction.
Fuel scooping complete.
Hey Vertex, the clean slate goes well. Got my hands on a Python, got my hands on an Asp. Doing pretty well. Flying to Felicity now with a ton of meta alloys in the hold. To wrap things up with her and then, you know, get full access and see about boosting the drives, boosting the everything. She offers a lot of upgrades, to be honest. Yeah, I was mentioning earlier that, you know, if you know where to look for the grind, and then you're willing to put up with the boredom of, you know, log in, log out, stack the missions, and then have a 35-minute flight time from point A to point B, well, it helps that I was able to run errands in this flight time.
Complete.
Well, there's other options. Like, I would suggest... You know, that's why I've got a heatsink launcher in here. Boost, turn your flight assist off, go cold, launch a heatsink, and then try to high wake out. And what I mean by that...
Fuel scooping.
So let's see here. Let's get clear of this star. Say that you get hyperdicted.
Fuel scooping complete.
And it... Or not hyperdicted, but... interdicted. Oh, unless you're talking about Thargoids, but... Say you get interdicted by a player or pirate, whatever. So you're going to want to... If you don't think you can break the interdiction lock, you want to submit. Drop down. Hit your boosters immediately. Go into your nav panel, look for another system nearby. Lock onto it. And then immediately start charging for a jump to another star system. Because if you jump with if you jump to Super Cruise, it's easier for a ship's mast to lock you down. So if you're interdicted and you can't outrun them, the best thing you want to do is jump to another star system. Resume course.
Selecting next destination.
It's not a guarantee of safety, but it's better chances than you got. Yeah, submit by setting your throttle to 0. And if it's something like Skippy the Junior Pirate Cadet in his brand new Novice Eagle, and you think you've got the firepower to handle it, handle it.
Fuel scooping.
And that'll especially be the case down at lower levels, lower combat levels. How far are we? 7 jumps. We just crossed the halfway mark.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Hello there, binary stars.
Fuel scooping.
System map.
System map.
What do we got here?
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Earth-like world. I don't think we can scan it. Yep, it's already been all pre-scanned. Systems above a certain population threshold will already have everything scanned. But if you can find a low population system with a couple of Earth-likes, well, you just made quite a bit of money. Check out Road to Riches for the data for Farseer. To be honest, I've never even heard of Road to Riches. I'm kind of in that weird setup, that weird place where I know there's quite a bit I know, but I also know that I don't know everything. And sounds like Road to Riches is one of those obvious things that I should have found out about, but it kind of popped up on the radar after I'd been fairly well established, and so I never really bothered with it. Let's go have a look at that. Well, I can't do too much looking at it because then it takes me out of the chat window and then I can't actually see what everybody's saying. Yeah, I know. Every time I honk the horn now, I'm just... Well, one, I don't even notice if the system's already been scanned. And two, I look at it anyway. System map.
System map.
Nothing terribly worth scanning here, though, so... Oh, I see. Lists a bunch of systems. That's good. Stuff in the bubble that you can scan and make bank off of. I like it.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Kids these days and their fancy web apps and everything online, am I right? No, when I was starting out, they had none of these tools. And that's not me saying, get off my lawn. That's me saying, oh god, we had it hard. I've got a notebook just loaded down with a bunch of potential black hole candidates. Or at least O-class stars. Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy both. Maybe not on this account, but I'm gonna get them both. I'm building up cash. That's what the deep space exploration build is. It's kind of a slow burn on making a whole lot of money just through scanning whatever. Coming back, selling all that data, making more money than God, hopefully, and getting my hands on a carrier and all the other neat toys. Yeah, the Chieftain looks amazing. It also looks like it's got a great cockpit layout. Not sure I'm going to pick up the Type 10 Defender. Not sure I have a powerful need for it, but I could be convinced otherwise if I see the data. Yeah, at that point, the Alliance goes mobile. Not the Alliance, the Air Entry Alliance. Yep, I've been saving up all my cash too, and that's one of the reasons why I've put my main out on that deep space exploration. Because I don't have, I'm not tempted to spend a huge amount of money in between here and there. And I can, I'm making a few million a day, I'm sure, just scan, honk, scan anything that looks interesting, jump, rinse, repeat. The Air Entry Alliance, formerly of Narvert, yeah. Oh, we've still got a home there, I mean... Not giving up Glidden Enterprise for anything. And if the Thargoids come and try to take it away, well... I might be convinced otherwise. Tell the men not to surrender. Alright, here's what's gonna go. I'm gonna surrender. Alright, Felicity, I got your lump of metal here. Let's do something with it. The crate's cockpit positioning makes me a little iffy, but I'm still amenable to it. It kind of looks like the the high wing above the cockpit makes me think of the damn, what was it? The TIE Striker in Rogue One. Yeah, that would be fun. No, it reminds me of the TIE Striker, that TIE variant for the Atmospheric Superiority Fighter. That's a big withdrawal. It belongs to the bugs now. Okay, on approach to Farseer Inc. Good speed. Not such a great angle. I don't know, I would like to see a Thargoid invasion, but I would like to see it actually progress a little bit slower than what I was saying the other day with, 7,000 Borg cubes. I'd like to see it progress a little bit differently. Oop, coming in hot again. There we go. Well, throw enough railguns on it, and anything turns into a Tau Barracuda. Lakon, X-Ray Tango 9er, request docking clearance.
Requesting landing pad.
Access granted. Proceed to landing pad 02.
Gear down.
Deploying landing modules.
Even got a decent approach on the landing pad. It's a good day. I love railguns in Elite. I hate the build-up time. I mean, give it... I don't know. I know I've mentioned the problem with it, but... Bonk. I mean, if you made them instant fire, then you could create some kind of script so it would automatically pull the trigger on them whenever... whenever they got in sights, and that would just be game-breaking. There's your meta-alloys. And here's 400 grand in data.
Incoming message.
And what do we got? Ta-da! Alright. And what rank am I with her now? Rank 2. Decent. Alright, frameship drive. What do we got? Well, we've got a grade 1 upgrade already with atypical disrupted wake echoes. And we have no arsenic, no chemical manipulators, and no data mined wake exceptions. But we can at least get one boost in here. What's our jump range right now? 28.39. Pull the handle on that slot machine and see what happens. Decent. Very decent. Survey says 31. We just added 2.5, 3-ish light years. Engines. What do we got for our engines here? We got clean drive stuff. Do we have any dirty drive? We got a little bit. Need mechanical equipment. Or chromium and mechanical components. Well, we can stick on one dirty drive tune. It's not bad. A little less, but you know. Better than not, so, you know, work with it. Surface scanners. What have we got here? We've got long-range abilities. Got fast scan abilities. Grade 2. Not spectacular, but not the worst thing in the world either. And everything's up to grade 3 now. What do we need for grade 3 increased? We need chemical processors and strange wake solutions. Gear up.
Gear coming up.
Restraints disengaged.
Performance is
Departure.
markedly improved, as you would expect with a dirty drive tune. We're pushing north of 300 here. Now we're pushing... We've now achieved the speed of a standard Imperial Clipper.
Disengaging automated flight control routine. Safe travels, Commander.
So now we've got quite the high-speed little explorer. Yeah, if you can get a good dirty drive tune or something going, even a clean drive tune if you're inclined to, you know, if you're inclined in such a direction, you can get some fun toys going. So we're going to head for Gary Terminal, and we're going to recall our ships to there. The reason we're doing that is so we can get some... So we can immediately fly the Python here for tuning up once we get all the other materials we need. Just got a ways to go to claw ourselves out of this gravity well. Avoid the gas giant. That's just good advice. Now, I'm not going to go around gathering up all the other materials for engineering. That's kind of a... That's a particular pain in the butt that I just don't want to work with right now. But I will get the ships recalled here to do some minor tuning. In fact, I think I'm going to go for a low emissions power plant on the Python. Well, no, I take that back. I'm going to get it a really good power plant, and then I'm going to go for low emissions. So maybe I won't summon the ships right now. But I am going to go to Elvira Martuk because she asked for... The initial setup criteria for her was... Let's see her fly... Thank you for that, iMage. Let's see here. Gained access because you obtained a minimum distance from your career start location of at least 300 light years. And you need 3 units of Suntil relics. Alright, let's look up Suntil relics here. Because I know they aren't in the Suntil system. They are in Naguri system. Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Course plotted. Cherinovsky City is where we want to go. Six jumps, that's not bad at all. Then we'll go to the Kun system where she is, and yeah, got it. Drop off those Suntil relics, and then we'll have her unlocked as well. To do with as you want, but at least show where to pick that stuff up. Oh, hello, Yuki. Well, they've had community goals out in Colonia before, so I wouldn't read too much into that.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Though I also do find it interesting... Well, no. No, that's just going down the path of conspiracy theory. The engineers, the new, what they're suggesting for engineers is that you will be able to lock in, bookmark a blueprint, and be able to create that... Excuse me. Create that blueprint from anywhere. Makes me wonder if you're going to, suddenly be cut off from the engineers. But that's getting a little too tinfoil hatty at the moment.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Alright, nothing's on fire, we're good. Yeah, that's one way of doing it, or another one is that
Fuel scooping.
the engineer is actually giving you very, very specific step-by-step instructions on that. reset this quick. All right. Am I on? I'm hoping I'm on. Yeah, pretty much. Do not touch the black box. Do not open the black box. This message will self-destruct after you use the black box. Okay, good. I had to reset my dashboard, and everything was saying I was offline, and that's is no bueno. But yeah, now I'm seeing everything is back and good and happy, so yeah. Found Yuki sleeping in the beanbag. We've got this great big 4-foot diameter beanbag, and there was a little crater in the middle of it, and I look, and there's a little white ball of fluff curled up in a ball, just zonked out. Yep, something like that. What? I didn't even see the gravity step. Unfortunate. Well, nothing major's broken, so we're still good. The damage is extensive, but not severe. And yes, Yuki snows everywhere. Deploy heatsink.
Heatsink deployed.
You didn't actually deploy it, did you? Nope. Resume course.
System destination locked.
Let's get away from that pile of hateful hydrogen and go for it. Oh, she creates dust lions. Little short-haired cat, but when she gets anxious, as she has been over the past week because we've been giving her antibiotics, and she's not a big fan of that. She just sheds fur like crazy. But that's alright because Hank sheds in black fur, so we've got fur for every occasion. It's interesting because Hank is this dual-coated, long-haired cat, and no, he doesn't shed much of it, if at all. Alright, so we'll get dropped off here at Chernovsky, pick up those Sunto relics, go talk to the mechanic, get some stuff kinda, get the dents banged out of it. Ship's new, it's less than a day old, I'm sure it's still under warranty. Little hot. I think we can still make it. Yeah, we're good.
Lakon, X-ray Tango 9er. You are approaching an Imperial facility. Please follow all docking regulations and fly safely.
Lakon, X-ray Tango 9er, request docking clearance.
Request complete.
You are cleared for access. Please continue
Bonk.
to Bay 08.
Almost timed it just right. Gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Almost made it look good. Tailless parabolic wing. Interesting. I don't know that I've seen any of his designs. Alright, let's go file a ticket with the mechanic here. Well, not horrible, just extensive, like I said. Okay, commodities market. Market. We need 3 Soontil relics. Suppose we could get away with more, but... Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
And we're going to be close to Norvard, actually. Let's have a look at this design. Huh. That's... a thing. Huh. Weird. I mean, it's an interesting design, just weird. Gear up.
Gear up.
Please exit the station at your earliest convenience.
Trying to think of some transformer that would imprint on that.
Station perimeter exceeded. We hope you have a safe and fruitful journey.
Oh, whichever Micromaster was that turned into the stealth bomber might work with that. If you're familiar with the Hearts of Steel comic, that was interesting with Transformers back in the, just post-Civil War era. The late 1800s. Optimus Prime was a steam locomotive. Let's see here. Oh dear. Had trouble there at Farsight, did you? There were some third-party manufacturers that made some very interesting toys based on the designs, like Megatron as an artillery piece, Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker as these twin-engine biplanes, kind of a Batwing biplane to it. Really good designs. Shockwave was just this Zomg huge ironclad. Yeah, I am liking the jump range on this thing. And that's only with what, a grade 1 upgrade. And it wasn't even a top-of-the-line roll, so... new players, take note. This is... let's get clear of that. New players, take note. This is what you can get with even rudimentary engineering upgrades. Also, steer clear of brown dwarf stars. They are deceptive.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
So you're saying I could have just picked up the relics from the crater, no problem, right? Based on the IDW comics, they need to release a new Prowl action figure with table flipping action. Because that's what he's really famous for in the new continuity. Piss him off, table goes flying. We're just gonna grab a scan off this guy anyway. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
No, no, no. That assumes Prowl has companions. When you can make Optimus Prime so angry that you are chained up in a jail cell and still manage to piss him off enough that he chucks you out a 10th story window, you have accomplished true mastery of just being a dick.
Warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Agromancer. Yeah, that's not inaccurate.
Fuel scooping.
No, the new characterizations I really like. I like the idea that it's kind of turned there's the legend of Optimus, who is the absolute paragon of all things perfect and good, etc. And he is actually very, very, very insecure. So the Matrix never really chose him. It just kind of went along for the ride. Also, if anybody's anybody's familiar with Red Dwarf, they've got an Autobot in there who is absolutely like Ace Rimmer. What a guy. Optimus asked him to hold on to the Matrix when he went on sabbatical, and it had to be surgically removed because it didn't want to go. He turned his entire ship into a life support system after he was critically injured saving an orphanage planet.
Fuel scooping.
Yep, there we go. We got toys. We've got a Novice Viper 4. Well, we're charging for jump. Let's see what happens. Better luck next time.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
No, the time he was critically wounded, and he used the energy from his spark while he was comatose to send a message in Morse code. It's grammatically correct. Well, that comma just cost him 10 years. Trying to think of some other fun characters from the stories. The Scavengers. They're fun. A little Decepticon subgroup made up of the absolute worst of the worst. They go around old battlefields collecting parts off of bodies. They tried to scavenge a guy who they thought was a corpse, but no.
Fuel scooping.
He was just comatose for the last few million years. Hey, thanks for waking me up. Is that my fuel pump? Yeah, can I keep it? No, I need it, to kind of pump fuel. You know what? I like you. I'm going to introduce the hell out of you to everybody else. This is Flywheels. He cannot tell a lie without transforming. Yes, I can. Transforms. This is Crankcase. Don't mind the fact that half of his head is missing from an old wound. If he smiles, he will die. What do they call you? Oh, they call me Misfire. It's a long story. Actually, it's a very short story. It involves high-caliber automatic weaponry and misunderstanding and a lot of dead Decepticons.
Fuel scooping complete.
The character introduction page said misfire. The reason why you don't mix ADHD and anti-aircraft weaponry. Are we there yet? Come on, please. Aha, we're there. Excellent. Don't need to scan the system. It's already high enough population it's been scanned.
Fuel scooping complete.
So let's go have a word with Elvira. Mistress of the jump drive. Well, bipedal locomotion seems to be a common thing. Just one of those things that happens in the universe it's written. Almost every species has it. Let's get landed here. And there are even some semi-human transformers. Actually, there's the history of the species as far as IDW goes is very interesting in that there was you would think so, wouldn't you, iMage? But yeah, for a long time, Transformers were ruled by a group called the Functionist Council, which was basically social engineering, literally. Your form, how'd that go? Your form dictates your function dictates your fate. So, if you are born or sparked and your alt mode is a shovel, well, that's because Primus tells the world we need more shovels. And if you don't want to be a shovel, you're going against the will of Primus, and you're a heretic, and you need to be reconditioned. And for that, they have special surgeons that go into your brain and physically alter its structure until you realize that the status quo is status quo for a reason. Megatron was created, and he was heavy mining equipment. Well, he wanted to be a doctor. And when they wouldn't let him be a doctor, he started writing and asking about... He started writing stuff on social control.
Pod 02.
And the higher-ups didn't like that and tried to have him reconditioned. And all they did was make him really mad. Gear down? And I better start paying attention here because this is 1.2 Gs. So, let's use the main engines as retros here. There we go. Who knows, maybe the place is... Maybe there's a massive antenna farm somewhere. We're gonna bounce a little bit. Tactical faceplant. High G landings, even 1.2 G is really hard on the ASP.
Landing operation complete. Commence system shutdown.
Alright, I got your toys here, Elvira. And she also plays with shield generators. And we're going to want some thermal resistance on these. So shields generally have a natural 20% resistance to kinetic energy. And I think a 20% natural weakness to thermal. And am I actually broadcasting? Because according to this, I'm not. Let's apply this. Okay, I am casting. Okay, good, because I was running into some weird... Oh, looks like I'm starting to get some nasty frame drop going on. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
Alright, well, we've got some... Let's see here, back to Narvert. How far to Narvert? 110 light years. Not horrible. Galaxy map. Actually, let's see if we can't turn this down, or there we go. Alter course a little bit. Gear up.
Retracting
Takeoff
landing mode.
procedure complete. Clear for departure.
Alright, we'll get back to Narvert and actually give this thing maybe a little bit of a tryout in the asteroids, just for kicks. Yeah, go figure on that. I was curious why, but no, you don't have to. Seems silly to me. I mean, you know, they're going to be really tinkering around with your ship, but nope.
Fuel scooping.
Honk the horn of discovery and move on. How far to Narvert? 3 jumps. Okay.
Fuel scooping complete.
Nothing's on fire. We're good. It's just a little smoky. Maybe it's meta-alloys. Oh, no, 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 no. There's the gravity step, you little... Trying to keep this clean-ish. Stupid brown dwarf stars. I have not yet seen that trailer. I may have to go have a look at that after this. And by may have to, I mean I'm going to go immediately have a look at that after this.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Is James Cameron working on that? I know that's been one of his big things for ages now. Home sweet home. Why is everything on fire? 25%. Still booming. Good grief.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Why are we not in an expansion phase, I wonder? Pending state. Expansion. Hot damn! You can't see me. I'm doing the happy dance. We're going into another system. Finished filming 2 years ago. Huh. I mean, I know that happens in Hollywood. I just wonder why it does so often. Because, I mean, you'd think you'd want to push it out with, you know, while the stars that are in it still have star power. I guess it depends if you're relying on star power to sell it or not. So, there's that. Or if it's just been in the editing room that long.
Lincoln, X-ray Tango 9er. Please comply with flight regulations as you approach the station, Commander. Request approved. Adjust heading for approach to pad.
Ah, okay. When you were saying done filming, I thought you meant that, you know, it was in... I thought that you meant it was done. Not that it was still in post. Gear down.
Gear down.
Yep, Asp Explorer retro thrusters. You will overshoot anything.
Contact. Dispatching ground.
Alright, refuel. Turn in the scan data here. Not much, but it helps. Now let's bring in all the ships. Get back here. And now for the outfitting. Oh, it would... Boy, that'd be a hell of a change. I'm not sure. See your economy, burst laser, Missile racks, cargo racks. Here we go. Transfer to this station. Transfer to this station. And everything else is here. All right. Well, let's see how it performs. Gear up. Gear up.
Landing gear up.
I don't have a kill warrant scanner on this, but I'm not too worried about it. Just going to be a quick hardware test. Yeah, that'd be one thing. Have to be careful not to run into your own dropped ordnance. Which would be kind of hilarious. I remember in the TIE Fighter game, where if you dropped space bombs, you actually did have... If you were flying a missile boat, you had the potential of crashing into your own bombs, and that ended your game real quick. It would certainly increase the get the hell out of Dodge potential of a lot of things. Let's see. Trolling in an Imperial Eagle would be a lot more effective. Not that it isn't effective now, but taking an Imperial Eagle and just boosting to, you know, past Mach, oh my god. What's the top speed on an Eagle these days? I think with engineering you can hit north of 800 meters per second. Really?
Identifying threat.
I've got a competent clipper.
Commander, what are your orders?
Red alert.
Red alert. Weapons free. Attack protocol alpha.
Switching from Explorer to combat configuration. There we go. I'm not going to be able to catch this guy. And he's probably going to kick my ass. He's faster, he's better armed, he's probably got better shields. Damn it. Stick with the resource site. Set 2-1.
Diverting power to requested system.
It's just smarter. He's faster, he's more massive, he's got better armament. If I did get into a fight and got blown up by him, it'd be, you know, I wouldn't... If I ran into trouble, I wouldn't be able to get away very quickly. I hate saying no to a fight like that, but... grumbles. And we are coming in way too fast, aren't we? Yep. Alright, let's roll this around and try it again. Okay, local laser cops are here. Where's everybody else? Balance.
Equalizing now.
Okay, clean. Viper 4. Usually pirates, but we'll see. Nope, clean. An Imperial courier named Sin. Yeah, let me guess. Master wanted. 2 Eagles. Flying shotgun. Split 1-3.
Diverting power to requested systems.
Well, that did pretty well. Let's see what else we can do. Yep, and the locals are involved now, so I'm feeling pretty safe. Balance. Weapons. Balance.
Power balanced.
Not bad. Really close to your old pilot name, huh? Oh, your pilot name, not your old one. This makes more sense. Sorry, anytime I glance off now to read chat, I end up not being able to see a thing. Set 2-1.
Max engines.
Can't complain about the speed at all. The surgeon operating on that rock over there. Oh, new data. Inconsistent shield soak analysis. And if you're a pirate, yeah. Type 6 pirates. The bravest pirate I know. Also the deadest pirate I know, but, you know. I have heard of him. Oop. Light fight. So if you got the name first, does that make you original sin? And looks like the cops got whoever they were. Wait, no. They did not. Balance.
Redistributing.
Target destroyed.
Let's see here. I saw another fight going on over here. Set 2-1.
All power to engines.
Just got to figure out where. Yep, I don't see anything here now, so either the fight's over or I'm going off in totally the wrong direction. And given that we're 24 clicks away from the extraction site, I'm going to assume wrong direction. Oop, there we go. Fairly big fight, too, by the looks of it. Python. Well then.
Target shields offline.
Errantry. You done goofed, friend. Balance.
Equalize power.
Target destroyed.
Well, that's the easiest 100 grand I ever made on this.
Scan detected.
Clean. Clean. You do not look clean. However you are. The devil. The devil flying an eagle. You would think he'd be able to afford better. Clean. Clean, he's mining. Violent hour. Now you have got to be crooked. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's not hit the cops. They frown on that. Ouch, as someone just rearranged his DNA. That was a hell of a kaboom I saw him get hit by. Goodbye, Haggis. Competent, wanted, wing of 3. But you're surrounded by cops, so I win. Who's the third guy attacking me? Over here. Oop, wasn't looking close enough. Set 2-1.
Transferring power to engines.
Under attack.
That's better.
Target shields.
Set 1-3.
All power to shields.
Target destroyed.
Alright, what's the damage report? Well, ain't looking great, but generally we're still in good shape. And I only stuck around that fight as long as I did because I knew the local cops were there and would eventually pick them off. If this were a higher stakes kind of situation, I would have gone for outrunning them. Set 2-1.
Diverting power to engines.
Target
Balance.
shields offline.
Redistributing power.
Target destroyed.
Anything else fun out here? Oh. Well, there's some money. Set 1-3.
Transferring power to shields.
Module malfunction.
Oh, no you don't. That's no good when the laser starts auto-firing. $80,000 and my guns are starting to run into some trouble. I don't want these things to automatically or to accidentally misfire into a Capaconda while I'm doing a close pass. That would end my trip a lot faster than I'm interested in. Set 2-1.
Scan detected.
Powering engines.
Let's get clear. Oh, that'd be kind of neat. Kind of flush them out. Yeah, I could see something like that. Then again, how would you flush them out in the proper direction? Or, you know, if you deploy some kind of weapon that would affect them, how would it not affect the miners? No, I get you. I'd be interested in that. I don't know how it'd be implemented at all, but, you know. Well, 55% hull. That was probably a good time to get out of there anyway. Not bad for an explorer. I would love to see the military version of the ASP. You know, the ASP Mark II. Because if this is the civilian version, I would really, really be interested in see what the militarized version would be. No, I don't have any hull repair limpets on this thing, though that would be a thing. I could do that fairly easily. Oh yeah, I was also running smaller than average shields because I've got the massive fuel scoop on this sucker. So this thing held up really, really well. In fact, these Class 5 shields would probably run over to the Vulture with no trouble. I am a Star Citizen backer, yes. I've just got to get it to play nice with the Warthog. It's just a question of time. It's more my abilities than the game running into trouble. I wouldn't be against it. Just got to figure it out.
Lincoln X-ray Tango 9er. This is flight control. Please note that access to the station is by authorization only.
Lakon, X-Ray Tango 9er, request docking clearance.
As requested.
Position authorized. Cleared for landing on docking bay 37.
Copy 3-7. And yeah, I've got Star Citizen, I've installed it, I've run it a little bit, but I keep running into control issues. Gear down.
Deploying.
And I think some of it wasn't playing nice with my scripting that I use on Elite with the Warthog, but... So the shameful truth is that I have Star Citizen, I've played around in it, but I haven't actually flown very much other than some out of control forays around the station. So I should really look into that, and I'm considering live streaming my flight training, but there's only so many times you can laugh at a crash before it becomes sad. Alright, let's fix you up here. 15 grand. 1100 on the ammo. And what did I make for that? 348 grand. Okay, we're covered. What do we got for missions here? Boom, data delivery. Let's see. Spec Ops contract, not bad. Donate 300 grand to the cause? No. A lot of Spec Ops. These actions are considered illegal. Alright, well. We'll see what happens once the Python gets here. Oh look, the Python is here. Well, I don't have any armament on this sucker. It is not equipped in nearly any way to handle a fight, but it's got a lot of passenger space in it. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Just in the beautiful cockpit of this Python, I've finally got one. I have achieved endgame. And we'll pick this up again at a later time. I'm Mr. Moo. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. I will see you again on Monday. Always a pleasure hanging out, chatting. Fly safe. If you can't fly safe, fly dangerous. If you can't fly safe or fly dangerous, make sure your controls are set up so you can actually fly. Take care, everybody.